Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm crossing Chronos.
And I'm Claire, and I'm the Dark Star.
And this is
Make That
Game,
where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas
that won't ever get made.
No, they will not. You think they might? You're wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do they think they might? Because we're pretty clear
We're
from the
pretty
get-go.
clear, yeah, but you know...
I mean, if people skip the intro...
They might.
They might skip the intro.
They might just go right into the good stuff.
And just assume that they're games that are getting made.
Oh, no.
I hope you're not one of the ones skipping the intro. If you are, you're not even going to hear this.
Oh, jeez. They're just in the dark. We need to help them.
Jeez. I guess what we got to do is we got to repeat the opening spiel.
At a random point.
Yeah.
That
so
they can't know.
Skip it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we're going to start doing, listeners. And that's
I don't think we'll remember to do that. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be totally honest with you right now. I don't think that's how it's going to go, but
all right.
We can pretend.
Yeah. I do like to pretend. I like to pretend these games are real.
Yeah.
But they're explicitly not. Because what we do here, for those tuning in for the first time, if the intro spiel wasn't enough, we pitch game ideas. We are the idea people.
Yeah. And
we don't develop them.
We've come up with them, and we don't know. We haven't told each other about them until we're on air. And we talk about game design.
Yeah, that's what we do here. And so if you're a game developer and don't have any ideas of your own, that's the niche.
We're basically just giving them away for free.
Yeah.
So.
But really the goal... I don't know why I suddenly now need to justify.
Yeah, please justify our podcast that's been on for 86 episodes.
Yeah, we just talk about. We try to talk about the mechanics in depth, and I don't know, try to present the method of thinking about things that we employ, which can be helpful if you're a game developer, designer, especially if you're new to it or just a hobbyist. You know, thinking about some of the things that we talk about.
It's supposed to be helpful and fun.
Yeah, mostly on the fun. Like, we're a comedy podcast.
We're classified as a comedy podcast.
Yeah. But, do you have a game idea to pitch?
Kind of.
To me and the listeners?
Kind of. So,
okay.
It's not fully baked. It's barely dough. But you said that's okay.
Okay. All right. Barely dough. I like that phrase.
You said... It's fun to work on them together.
Yes.
So we're going to work on it together. So here's where I'm at with the idea. I have not yet found something to match the high of playing Rock Band.
Okay. A Rock Band alike.
I want to do a Rock Band alike. Now let me talk about the mechanics of Rock Band that I loved.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't know, Rock Band was kind of like Guitar Hero, but better. Because you could play 4 different instruments. So you could sing, drums, bass, or guitar. Nobody ever wanted to sing. If you actually had 4 people playing this game, basically you made your least favorite person do the singing.
Or the person who least wanted to sing would do the sing, was how it worked in my college days.
Oh, well No, it was just literally whoever they liked the least. It was like a bully move.
Okay, so it was a loving bully move in our part. We thought it was funny. The person that we would always...
Did the person think it was funny, or did you think it was funny?
I think they were
Okay, so we learned that Isaac was a bully. Anyway.
Yeah.
But besides that, what I liked about it was there was a story mode where you were a rock band and you played certain shows and you had to get certain scores at each show to get higher and higher into, fame status.
Yeah.
And then you could play bigger and bigger shows. And it was just that part of it.
Yep.
Was so cool. So the gameplay loop I'm searching for is there's some kind of element, because you would play, I guess I should describe Guitar Hero Rock Band. Basically, there's a song in the background and you're hitting a controller in rhythm. It's a rhythm game, basically.
Yeah.
And Guitar Hero, I think, I haven't played a newer version. I think whatever I played was really old. Was mostly just doing that. There wasn't this story backing to it, and you could play Rock Band without doing the story mode. You could just play songs with friends. But I really like the story element. So I want the gameplay loop to be there's some kind of task you perform. So there's a gamified part of it. But then that's getting you places. You have this story of success. And I think there's also in one of the more recent FIFA games, they also have this where you follow the story of a specific player. but you don't have as much control. So what I liked about Rock Band is you also got to design. There's a Sims part to it too, where you get to design your character, you name your band. Like I was really, really brought into the story there. Whereas in the FIFA example, the guy is already named for you. Like you don't really.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't really get a lot of like control. I think you get to.
Is it like a real person that you follow?
That's a good question. I don't know enough about soccer.
Ronaldo, isn't that a big FIFA player?
Yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's not him. It's supposed to be
the
like
only name I know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a newbie.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, oh, it's his first year. Like, so I feel like it probably is made up.
Okay.
Because you also get to pick the team he's on, but then I guess you get to pick. I don't know. I'm sports.
Folks, no one's ever played.
But anyway,
a FIFA
so
game.
I was trying to think. The reason I couldn't come to the table because I couldn't come up with anything besides sports or music that has a similar trajectory. Besides writing, like oh, you could become a famous author. But I was like, what is the fun game mechanic of that? Nothing. So,
there could be. Okay. So there's a game called Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty famous. It's psychological horror, but it's like dressed like a visual novel. And one of the things is like you write poems because it's, literature club. And it's a very simple game, like mini game within the game. But now I'm trying to think of how it's been years since I've played it.
I need the gameplay part to be fun. Like playing FIFA is fun. Playing Guitar Hero is fun. Like it has to be fun.
Okay, maybe this idea can't be expanded, like the Doki Doki Literature Club thing can't be expanded into like a game-long fun mechanic. But yeah, basically there was a bunch of words and it was almost like ad-libbing.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's fun enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be fun in its own right, but like for what I'm looking for, like basically the seed of this game idea, which isn't a game idea, is that like there is nothing that has been like that game to me since I played it.
Well, so tons of games have like a career mode, and that seems like what what you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what that
means. So a career mode is like you are playing an individual who's like progressing as something like beyond like individual level. Like in an RPG you'd like have a level and you'd level up and your stats would get higher. Career mode is more like you level up and you gain access to like more shows, you can travel further, you can like upgrade a tour bus depending on like what the thing is. But
I think that's why I like it though, because I want the thing to be like a very real thing.
Yeah.
Like high school me felt like I was the rock band.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we're just saying Rock Band's too good to make a rock band like.
No, you can definitely make a rock band like, and you don't even need the instruments these days. You can just do it on a keyboard with a mouse.
Ugh, no, but that's half the fun.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's like 50% of it. I'd say it's 50% cool controllers. 20% I get to design my character. 20% I get to name the game. 10% the game.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. 10% playing the game.
Okay. All right. So I mean, how much do you... Well, it sounds like you're not married to the rock band, like you are a band concept.
No, and it doesn't have to be a rhythm game either. But what I was trying to brainstorm is like what other things... Because I think, again, part of the reason Rock Band was fun is because it felt like you could do this, I guess. Like, I don't want to be like a bard or like a swordsman because I can't do that in 2024. I want it to feel... What?
Cold reader.
What's that?
Like John Edwards? Like you've got a big audience of people and you're like, I'm detecting a J. The ghost is telling me a J.
Oh my god.
And then someone stands up and they're like, my name's James.
Medium,
medium,
the game.
The career path. And you could either have it, you are a fake medium. You could have it, you're a real medium and like actual ghosts are hovering over the audience. And
oh my gosh, this is good. And then based on we have to come up with the mechanic though. Like how do you play the reads? Because you can't actually be doing it. I don't want it to be clicky talky. I want there to be some kind of,
Okay, you don't want it to be clicky talky.
No, because Rock Band is not clicky talky.
That's true. All right.
FIFA's not clicky talky. That's why I pushed away the idea of like a writing one, because that would be clicky talkie.
That's true. Okay. And like my immediate thought is like you have a screen that's like the audience and it has like ghosts floating over it, and the ghosts are like they have hints. And what's that board game where you have all the people in front of you and you ask like, do they have like a red shirt? Guess who? I was almost imagining like that kind of gameplay where like the ghosts have all the hints, and then you're trying to pick out the audience member that applies to the ghost hints.
It could be kind of similar to that. So imagine like
a one-player Guess Who.
Right. Yeah, we could do it that way. Like, but it has to go fast, and it wouldn't be like, you wouldn't read. Like, it wouldn't be like that. I'm thinking like it'd literally be like maybe like a fuzzy letter R, and then you see like R, you have to, like, they're hovering over different people, and you have to pick the right person.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But it'd be like snappy. I need it to be like quick.
So you see the letter R, like there's a ghost holding up like the letter R, a ghost labeled R or something. You click on the ghost, and everyone in the audience whose name starts with R like raises their hand, and then
I don't like that. That's not what I was picturing. That's too slow.
That's that. I mean, it doesn't have to be slow. You can make that fast.
It feels slow.
Okay. All right. It feels okay. Now I got to go upstairs. I've got to make a demo of what I'm talking about and show you how this can be fast, because I am convinced.
Okay. I didn't want the hand raise. I guess that's like the slow part. Like it's like there would just be like a graphic over people, and you have to like pick the right one based on like. So it's more like a matching game. Like you're seeing something and you have to match it in the audience, but kind of like that Kirby mini game where you have to match. They show you a picture in a book and you have to find the picture in the book.
I don't think I've played that one.
Okay.
That's in Dreamland
Deluxe,
Deluxe, Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Okay. I don't think I've played that one.
Okay. You have, because we played it together.
Oh, we did? Oh, well, I have no memory of it. So a bad memory game.
Well, that's how
did not improve my memory.
Basically, the guy shows a picture in a book, and you as Kirby have to find the book with the matching picture the fastest. And then as the level gets harder, the like pictures take longer to load. So you have to like guess faster. Like you have to like guess earlier, I guess, before you really know.
Okay.
And it's timed. I feel like that could be a good mechanic for this.
Yeah, I was also imagining that there would be like a timer, like the ghosts would fade away after a little while, and
I think you were just adding a lot to it that I was like, this is a lot.
Okay. All right.
But
I won't add so much to it.
I want it to be quick.
Yeah.
Fun.
And then obviously to bring it back to like the career mode, there'd be an overall like audience satisfaction rating or something.
Yeah. So if you get a lot wrong, then people are like, you're a hack. Boo.
Yeah.
And then you have to start. I mean, you can keep playing. You just have to start back at like the dive
small
bar
shows
with like 2 people in the audience or whatever.
Right. Oh, those are easy. The ghost is just like, I'm giving you an A, and then one guy's like, I'm Aaron, and the other is like, I'm Robert. And you're like, Aaron.
Well, it's not, just to go back to mediums, it's not that your name starts with that. It's that you have a dead person in your life that starts with that letter. That's what it's for.
Oh, fair. All right. I forgot how mediums work for a second. I apologize, everyone. I've embarrassed myself.
I think that's it. I think we're good. I think we came up with the medium career game.
The medium career game, TMCG.
No, we'll come up with something fancier.
Okay.
You are John Edwards, the game.
I'm not sure if John Edwards would allow that.
John Edwards is a super common name. I don't think
that, but also like, well, I mean, the fact that it's a medium, but the fact that it actually portrays the ghosts as real in the game,
it could be good for him.
I think that wouldn't
be good for him.
Slander. Yeah, it would be positive propaganda for our boy John Edwards. Come on our podcast.
I don't know if we want to call him our boy. I don't know if we're claiming that guy.
If he comes on our podcast.
Is it John Edwards or is it John Edward? Because one of them's a politician and one of them's a medium.
Okay, that's interesting. If we name it after the politician, people will know what we're talking about.
Plausible deniability.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was going to say politician, come on our podcast, but again, don't know what we would talk about.
No, I mean, I guess politics, video games. Can video games influence the political landscape? I would say yes. That's for another day.
Yeah,
but
okay. I'm not set to go into that discussion topic right now.
There's always something to talk about.
Okay.
But speaking of
There's
things,
always something to talk about.
speaking of things to talk about, do you have a video game to talk about with me?
I do. I don't have a name for it.
It's okay. Mine, I didn't have a game, so
That's true. If I had to give it a name, I would steal it from there's a company, I don't know if they're still making games, but when I was in college, they made a bunch of simulation games called Kairosoft, and all their games were what they were simulating story. So like Game Dev Story was the one I played the most of.
I think you told me about that one.
Yeah, it's actually required reading for this podcast. Everyone go find Game Dev Story if it's available on any version of any app store, and play it. It's actually required. Oh, that if I can find it, that could be a stream.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm just going to call it Fire Department Story or Firefighter Story.
Okay.
You are managing a fire department, and you have, a number of firefighters. You have like a budget that you get, which this is also would be a career game like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Somewhat coincidentally. So, yeah, you start off with like a base number of firefighters. Like you are a small department, you have a number of firefighters, solving small fire issues and saving cats from trees and stuff. And like the way it works is every once in a while your department will get a call that you have to respond to, and as the manager you have to assign firefighters to the call, and different firefighters will have like different traits that like make them better at certain things. Like one firefighter might be good with animals as like a positive trait, and clumsy as a negative trait or something. I don't know if you would actually have clumsy, but I'm just throwing out like examples. So like you would send him to get cats out of trees, even though that clumsy would probably make him worse at that. So this is a terrible example. Anyways, you send the appropriate firefighters out to the jobs, and then depending on how good you're doing, you get budget increases to hire more firefighters and take on bigger and bigger kind of jobs.
Wow, we're really both going with career climb in games. Wow, all right.
Yep. And like, so it starts with like small things like kitchen fires and animals and stuff, but by the end of the game, like you are taking on like massive forest fires, like wildfires and like skyscrapers and stuff with a department of like hundreds of firefighters. And I don't know what the win condition is, but
fun.
Yeah, fun. Whenever you want to stop, whenever it plays until you lose.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like, I don't know, I guess maybe I'm just bad at Multicoon. I need to find a Multicoon emulator because I just want to see.
They might have a modern version. You just want to play the original.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's similar in the sense that you're trying to get more people in. The more money that comes in, you keep building it. But then like it eventually is going to fail, or you get bored. Yeah. I don't know what the win case for a game like that is either, to be honest.
Yeah. Either like, I guess you could just make it like play for 45 years in game. Like if you are supposed to play as like a literal person, the manager, then you play until you retire, or you have to resign in disgrace or whatever.
I feel like games like that make me sad when they end, though. Like I feel bad about it.
Well, you just play a new one, and you're that guy's son.
That's so hard. I don't know. It's kind of like Matchington, where if Matchington ever actually had an end, I would feel like so empty inside. It's supposed to be forever.
Yes.
So I guess what I'm saying with the firefighter game is I'd rather fail than win, I guess. Because I'd rather fail and keep trying to not fail than succeed through the 45 years and it just ends.
You would just make it, you can tweak the difficulty of the game.
Okay, I'm just
make
saying.
It as hard as possible so that your average run only is like 10 years or something, and then when you get to that 12th year for the first time, you're hype, and then when you get to the 16th year for that first time, you're hype, and the game just keeps progressing like that, and you as a player are super hype about it.
I mean, my point would be that should be the original, the initial design of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be like the difficulty level, that curve that you would aim for as the designer. You would be like, I want certain years to feel like big accomplishments for, let's say, the average player, or the not average player, but like the intended player. Like if you corporations love doing this. They like make their user or make their customer profile, and they'll name him. They'll be like, I'm money saving Mary, and I really want to save $10,000 by this date or something, and I'm going to this bank website, and now they've got this whole customer profile, and they're like, if this customer comes to this website, this is how the website changes itself to this user profile to guide them to what they want, and like be more positive on us. So as a game designer, do that. Make your player profile, your ideal player profiles or various player profiles, and like figure out what about your game attracts each of these player profiles or detracts them, and then that helps you figure out difficulty settings, accessibility options, like that kind of stuff. Because like if you're looking for a challenge, Carl, right? Do you want to cater towards that player profile who is like, if I don't lose this game 100 times before I start winning this game, do you want to cater to that person, or do you want casual Charlie who wants to start up the game, play for 15 minutes, and then come back later?
Yeah.
And so you can create all these kinds of player profiles, and this is probably a larger discussion I can talk about sometime.
Actually, this would be a good discussion topic.
I've already started diving into it.
I'm almost wondering if that's what we should dive into.
Should we just transition into that?
I mean, are there any other firefighter?
No.
I like your game, though. I would play that.
Thank you.
I would play it.
Yeah. I wonder if Kairosoft already made, because they had a ton of them.
I really want to play some of these. I've never played them, but I love that kind of like management career ups.
I wonder, I'm just going to see if they're defunct or still going these days, because they were all mobile games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were.
Oh, so they're like newish.
Wow, Game Dev Story came out in 1997.
So that's not a mobile game.
That doesn't sound right, because I played it on mobile.
I was gonna say that's not originally a mobile game. At least doesn't mean it can't be mobile now.
Wow. 14 employees. Okay, all right. So mobile games available in English. That is a ton of them. And Cavern Adventurers 2024. TV Studio Story 2023, Cafe
TV
Master
Studio Story. I want to play that.
Yeah, okay, we got to find that for you. And Mega Mall Story.
Mall.
Ninja Village Magazine Mobile. I guess not all. Anime Studio Story. Anyways, this podcast is actually just talking about Kairosoft and how much we like it. I'm quickly scanning to see if there's a firefighter story. Hot Springs Story 2. Wow. Station Manager. That could be Fire Station. I don't know. Probably not. That's probably like a bus station. Beastie Bay. I wonder what that's about. Okay. All right. It does not look like there's a firefighter.
See, so you're good.
Game. So I can steal it.
Wow, these look so cute.
It is good. It is good.
I don't know if I want to play on mobile though, but I bet we could find it on Steam or something. It seems good for a mouse. Anyway, this isn't the Kairosoft podcast. This is Make That Game.
Yeah. All right. What are we gonna do next? I'm not sure if I'm quite prepared to talk about like player profiles, because if we were, I would like to have some like notes on like actual like player profiles.
Well, do you think you can remember and grab those notes for our next recording?
I'll try to.
Okay. Then in that case, we'll discuss what we were already planning to discuss.
All right.
Which was how to disseminate important gameplay information to the player when they don't want to read.
Okay.
AKA, I don't read games.
Yeah. If anyone has tuned into any of our live streams, you would have seen this in action, especially with the Angry Birds, I feel. Tales of Maj'Eyal was fun because it gave you a bunch of text, and you explicitly were like, I'm not going to read this, and I had to summarize it for you. I will say
I had more fun, I think, not reading it, because I was just... Normally, I feel like a lot of times with video games, I think too hard and it makes it less fun because I'm like decision paralysis, and most of video games is making decisions.
Yeah, that's the fun
And so
part of
because
them.
I hadn't read like anything about it, I was just like clicky clicky do, and I was having a great time. So the lack of knowledge
That's a
freed
player
me.
profile. Doesn't
The-
know how to read, loves to click, probably 8 years old.
No. Okay, but the funniest example of this that happened recently was there's a new New York Times word game, and I love my New York Times word games, and you have to guess a theme within a word search.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of playing blind here, and then the second time I played, noticed that at the very top of the puzzle was a hint to the theme. And that's part of, like it's part of the puzzle to give that to you. It's just part of it. It's what it's called. And I hadn't noticed that for like the first 2 times, and it's not hidden. It's not like covered by any of my phone UI or anything. It is just there. And I didn't read it. And
Oh boy.
there's a lot of times when Isaac will say, "Oh, that's blah blah blah. He is the bringer of doom." And I'm like, "How do you know that he's the bringer of doom?" And you're like, "You read about him on the information." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, in the information page.
I often can't find stats for players either, like character stats. I'm not looking in the corners.
What do you mean character stats?
Like health bar, energy, mana.
Oh, those are the important ones. You got to know about those.
It takes me a while in a new game interface, sometimes that's hard for me to find right away.
Is the problem that the screens are too big, so the movement of the eye from the important stuff, your character, to the UI elements that are relevant?
I mean, I think part of it is a training perspective.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trained to look for that stuff because I started playing those types of games later in life.
Okay.
Because I would say games where it's a problem tend to be more like first-person games. Like Breath of the Wild took me a second to figure out where all the info was.
Okay. Breath of the Wild is a third-person game.
Medium.
Well, what?
I think I think of it like books. There's like third-person omniscient and then third-person like close. I'd say it's third-person close, which is closer to first-person than third-person omniscient.
All right. Yeah, it is definitely.
But that's not what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
but I'm thinking like maybe it is also screen size because The Sims has a lot of like information.
Yeah.
And I do look at that. But I was also trained I trained myself from a young age to look at that stuff.
Yeah.
I did not train myself from a young age to look at other stuff. I don't know. So I think it's a combo of like playing on a TV and also I guess what it is as like a new player, because once I play a game for a little while, it's not really a problem anymore, although I have missed things to read before. But like the learning curve of it,
Yes.
it's hard because I'm trying so hard to get the gameplay down that I like there's too much to look at when they're just showing like text, status. I don't know, it's just like it's overwhelming amount of information. I can't like parse it.
Okay.
And then there's the hidden information, like with Kirby, where I'm like, how do people know the names of these guys? How do people know their lore, like Kirby villains and stuff? And then Isaac's like, well, you just hit the pause menu, and then you get to see. And I'm like, how would I ever know that? How would I ever know to do that?
By exploring your available options. All right.
So I'm just supposed to press every button every time I go into a game?
Okay. Think about a baby. Okay. A fresh, brand new baby just learned crawl.
Okay.
Okay, what does it do? It put hand on everything. It puts its hands on everything.
It's put hand on everything.
It puts everything in its mouth. It's exploring its environment. It's learning. It's testing limits.
So you want me to be a baby every time I play a video game?
That's basically what it is. When you first load up a new video game, you have to learn all the rules. So you have to figure out, what do buttons do? What do screens show me? What's the UI indicating to me? Like, that should be like the first step of the game. Like after because the tutorial will tell you certain things.
Well, yeah, but not all games have tutorials.
Not all games have tutorials, and not all games have good tutorials, and not all games cover everything in a tutorial. So like, yeah, the tutorial will usually show like, okay, left, right, like use the control stick to run, press A to jump, press B to attack, like that kind of stuff. But then, and like some basic inventory stuff, but like then, you open up the menus and you look at all the different menus you've got, and you're like, oh, this screen shows me like my clothes. I can sort this screen by new. I can sort this screen by power. I can press this button and it'll automatically put on like the most powerful equipment I have.
That'd be a cool button.
A lot of RPGs have like an optimized button, But yeah, just exploring and like sure, like you've got jumping and attacking and stuff, but can I attack while I'm jumping? Is something that you can test. And does attacking while I'm jumping do more damage? Is another thing that you can like explore and test. And these are all like, this is how like I start video games. Basically, I do like scientific experiments of like, I have a hypothesis, jump attack do more damage.
I'm used to being a goody two shoes. I was raised to follow the directions, and so if it's not in that direction,
I was also raised to follow directions.
But I just feel like I'm not. Yeah, I'm literally not trained for my brain to think. Like, remember the first time I played, this is a great example of this too, but we're not really talking about, I guess, instructions anymore. But Link's Awakening, I was really stuck and frustrated, and I asked you for help, and you were like, well, did you talk to that guy? And I was like, no. Why would I talk to him? And you're like, to see what he says. And I'm like, I don't care what he says. Like, I'm very pragmatic. I don't want to do all the experiments. I want to just play the game.
Well, playing the game is the experiments. A game is sending you into like a new world, just like a baby is entering a new world.
I'm not
and
a baby.
You have to learn the physics/rules of the world, and you have to push boundaries, and you have to see what this world allows you to do.
What I'm just saying is like I was not trained to do that. Like I did not learn how to do that as a child. So it's very hard for me to do that as an adult.
So now you've just got to get into the habit of it.
Yeah.
You've got to
develop I'm better
now.
Habit. Ever since I think Link's Awakening helped me learn.
Because like I guess the reason why I feel it's like important to develop that habit like as a gamer, because from the game design perspective, there's only so much that a developer can do, right? Like there is, unless they have a pop-up that says you have to talk to that man, but then when do they show it to the player? When how do they determine when it's going to be condescending or not? Because if I'm playing a game and I walk onto a screen, I've been playing it for like an hour or whatever, I've done the tutorial, I walk onto a new screen and a pop-up says, hey, talk to that guy, he's important, then I'm going to be like, okay, I was going to talk to that guy anyways. But then I play for another hour, I never talk to that guy, maybe then the game can show me the pop-up.
We've talked about that before. I don't think that's the question. I think it's more like, because I'm trying to think too, the other games I played were not like, you can't really like Frogger, like OG Frogger
has a very basic amount of interaction.
Yeah, even
in
Mario, like OG Mario was like pretty strict. There wasn't a lot, like there were some things you could discover, but it wasn't like explore, try every button. There's like 3 buttons.
Yes.
And Sims, I was thinking like the things that I did with Sims, because I would do some like wild and crazy stuff, but I would get all those ideas on forums. Like it wasn't me exploring. I was like on the internet looking at things I could do.
Okay. I
almost feel like video games should have a warning at the beginning, like, hey, like be stupid. Because I get maybe this turned into a different discussion, but like as a player, I get stressed a lot in video games because of all the decisions, and I worry that I'm steering something wrong. Like it's like this like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And so that's why I'm not experimenting or exploring as much, because it's like that's a time waster. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not playing the game the right way. And sometimes I guess I just need the developer to be like, maybe during the tutorial, like, just frolic. Don't be afraid to do that. I don't know. Permission to be silly.
I think most games, basically any game that gives you enough free reign where you would be asking yourself those questions, I think is designed for you to frolic. Because like there are games where you play a level, like you load it up, you play level 1, it moves to level 2, it moves to level 3, and like you don't have much, like, yes, there is one thing to do. There is beat level, go to next level, right? But then a lot of these games that you're talking about, like it's obvious that the correct way to play is beat level, play next level until no more levels. Like that's the way to do it. Matchington is like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But Matchington has, I guess, some explore, but yeah.
And then you've got a game like Breath of the Wild where it sets you down.
I think,
and then you're supposed to figure things out.
No, I get that. What I'm saying is as a new player, if I did not have you to guide me, I do not know how I would have figured out that I need to do that.
Like
if I had played Link's Awakening without you, I would just be reading like guides online, and it wouldn't be fun. Like I would not have figured it out on my own.
To talk to that guy.
Yeah.
You would have never talked to that guy.
No. No, I wouldn't have. I don't think so. Maybe
Wow.
if I was frustrated enough, but honestly, I'd probably Googled it before I talked to that guy.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's all stuff like getting into the game, but I also wanted to talk about just general like amount of text on screen.
Okay.
I think Tales of Maj'Eyal was a good example on our stream, which you can watch on our YouTube, youtube.com/@makethatgame. But like Isaac was saying, like I literally was like, I'm not reading that. That's too much text. And I think it was. I'm just going to say straight up, like game design wise, that was too much text for any person to read on screen. I don't know. When I play a video game, I'm not there to read. I am a reader. I like reading books. But another thing that made me think of this was we were watching a speed run for Sticky Business, which is a game I love, on Frost Fatales, which is a GDQ stream, speedrun stream. That's over now by the time you're listening to this, but it's fun. And they were describing, I've played this game many hours. I love this game. And they start off being like, well, here's how you gain XP. And I was like, what? Because I had no idea how that mechanic worked. Now, I haven't, because it's me, and we know we've talked about how I don't read or explore very much on my own. There could be something in Sticky Business that does explain this. I don't want to blame the game right away. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, obviously it wasn't very clearly described to me. It wasn't very obvious how to gain XP. And it might not be that important, I don't know, to know that. But I was just kind of like, wow, I had no idea that's how that worked. I just kind of make stickers and move on with my life.
So, I don't think that there was too much text on the screen for Maj'Eyal.
Really?
Because they need to describe the mechanics.
I don't think they have to do it
of what's going on.
Angry Birds literally was like bird throw, click, click.
Okay, but okay. Do you think Angry Birds is a valid comparison to Tales of Maj'Eyal in the ways that you interact with the game?
Maybe. It's just mouse clicks. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's just mouse clicks?
Maybe.
No.
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 Okay, this is fun. This is
Angry Birds is... It is something that can be demonstrated. I mean, no, it didn't have the best pictures, but it is something that you could demonstrate with purely pictures. Like, all they needed to do was show, like, actual, like, mouse drag marks or something.
I think they could have done Maj'Eyal with just pictures.
No, they couldn't have.
Okay. I didn't read it, and I still played I was winning.
Because I explained to you, clicking on an enemy is how you fight it, or moving into an enemy is how you fight it. If you, like, right-click, it shows you, like, their stats or something. And, yeah, so then you were able to do it. And that's ultimately all the text was saying.
It was so long, though. It was, like, a full paragraph.
Because it gave it some... Okay, it could have cut the flowery stuff out, but, like... Yeah, I don't think it was overly too much.
Here's something that I realized playing the game was... So I always kind of wondered why so much video game text, whether it's... Mostly this is with dialogue, but why it's like... I don't know what the word is for it.
Typewriter?
Yeah, like it comes across like that. And I always was like, that's kind of strange because most of us always skip that animation anyway. But the reason is so it's not overwhelming to the player. Like I think the problem with Maj'Eyal was that it was all at once. Like it's showing me this whole big thing all at once. And that was like, whoa, buddy, slow down.
Yeah,
like,
I've always seen
if
typewriter as more of an aesthetic thing, but yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, if they just did the whole tutorial as like one big block of text, I would be like, no thank you. Nope. Bye.
But that's not what Maj'Eyal did either.
It felt like that.
It told you things as they became relevant.
But it was such big blocks of text. Like if it had done that in a typewriter style, I probably wouldn't have been so offended by it.
Okay. Well, then when you realized that it was going to be 3 paragraphs, you would have skipped the typewriter animation anyways.
Right, but it still would have been presenting it like one sentence at a time.
That's okay. Yeah.
1 to 2 sentences at a time, yeah. I thought that was like I don't know. Initially, like you said, I thought it was more aesthetic, but then once I saw that, I was like, no, I think this is actually a good game design to have information coming slowly at you, so you're not offended. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a big wall of text in a video game that's supposed to be like active, I guess. Like, my brain is not in like I'm gonna read a wall of text mode. It's in play game mode, and that, I don't know. For me, I think that would have made it. I would have read it if it was presented differently.
Okay. Yeah, I guess there's the game design tip for you. Use typewriter, but give option to skip.
Well, but yeah, but
text.
I guess even if
like
you're skipping
the typewriter animation.
Yeah, but
so that
what
players
I'm saying,
like me can just get the full block, skim it, and go, okay, right click, opens inventory. Cool.
But even
moving on
with games that you skip the typewriter, it's still only 1 or 2 sentences at a time, and I think that's good. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Personally. But I do think that, well, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about player avatars,
profiles, I think.
Sorry,
I called
we call them avatars in the corporate world.
Oh, okay. My corporation, I think, calls them profiles.
Okay. Well, whatever.
In my corporate
I'm excited
world.
Because I feel like that is like
or maybe
you
they
and
call
me
them personalities.
You and me have very different ones. Every time we talk about gameplay, it's really
we
clear.
do. Actually, that could be a fun exercise. I make a player profile for both of us.
I was just
or
thinking
player
we could make like a fun thing for our listeners. They could make their own
Ooh.
for themselves, what their player profile is.
Ooh,
That'd be
like
really
a little
fun.
cutout, or not cutout,
like
but form fillable. Yeah, a worksheet. That's what it is. Cutout worksheet. Yeah.
So that'd be really fun. So next week will be really fun.
Yeah.
If we remember to research
If we remember to do the relevant research.
But yeah, so I guess I hope this gave the game designers out there some big thinkers.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only so much that they can do. Like, if you're not going to read text.
Well, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have text.
If you're not going to look at the UI, if you're not going to engage with these mechanics,
I think what it is, and we've talked about hints and tutorials before on the podcast. I don't know what episodes, but there's a lot of content there. Mm-hmm. But I think it is that, like, I would love for a tutorial to really assume this person does not know how to play a video game.
I mean, most of them do. That's why they're so frustrating for people. Like,
right,
like
but also have more skippability. I think most tutorials should be skippable, because also if you want to replay a game, that can be so tedious if you cannot skip the tutorial and you're like, I know how to play this game. I played it for 80 hours.
Yeah.
So, but like things like even just highlighting where, this is something I don't usually see, like highlighting where things are on the screen. Like in battle, look here. To see this bar is your enemy death. I don't know. Sometimes they don't walk me through that, and it takes me a while to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And this might just be a me problem, but listeners, let us know if it's not just a me problem. I thought being nauseous was a me problem, and I made a TikTok about it, and everyone really related to it. So, like being nauseous while playing video games. I mean, obviously, I know many people become nauseous at least once in their life.
Yep, you have found your people.
I found my people, so maybe I found my people here. So let me know, everyone. One. Do you read? Have you missed a hilarious thing that was just on screen for you? Because I have many times. And then 2, I guess. Oh, do you explore in games, or does the decision paralysis stress you out a lot? And I want to know those things. So you can find us on Instagram and DM us, Make That Game Pod. Or TikTok, also Make That Game Pod. Or send us an email, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, wait, we're already doing the...
No, I just wanted people to know where to find us. We have one more exciting thing to do.
Okay, yeah, we have more segments.
Unless you have another thought on this part.
No.
Okay, well, in that case, we're going to do what we call the rapid fire round. That's where we generate 3 random words. We come up with a game idea based on those 3 words. And we only have 5 minutes to do so. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm starting timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Tight. Symptom. Stream.
What? I don't like that.
I can tell by the sound you made.
I don't like that. That sounds too medical.
Okay, well, let's think about...
I don't want to think about things that cause streams having symptoms and tightness.
Okay, what if it's like an ecology?
An ecology?
Yeah, so the stream health.
Okay, the health of the stream. Is symptoms like a valid word there?
I don't know, but could tight be like, that's tight?
That's totally radical.
That's totally radical.
Groovy. Okay. All right. Maybe tight symptom stream. Symptom. Is there other meanings of symptom that we can like latch onto here?
Here, you look that up. I'm looking up when tight was slang.
90s.
Okay.
A sign of the existence of something, especially of an undesirable situation. Okay. So this could be stream management game, first person, 3D.
Yeah.
You walk around and you keep a section of stream clean.
But it takes place in the 90s.
Okay. And as you pick up trash, it gives you like a combo meter, like a lot of games have,
and it's like,
it'll
that's
be like,
tight.
That's tight. 3 cans in a row.
I want it to be like the 90s bowling animations, like whoa.
Where would they show? Would they pause the game to show it to you?
Yes.
Every time you pick up like 3 cans in a row,
3 or more cans in a row, yeah.
Okay.
Just like when you're bowling.
Okay. All right. I don't think I like that.
Oh, all right. Okay.
But okay, so this is also sort of a career game.
We're just in a career game mode today.
You start off with just being able to pick up cans, and here's a fun little quirk: like your inventory is actually like how much you can hold in like the crook of your arm.
Okay.
So you pick up cans, you fill that up, and then like you can buy gloves. I don't know what that would actually do because like.
Yeah, you should probably already have gloves if you're cleaning up.
Yeah, but like you can buy like a bag,
yeah.
a bucket. You can buy one of those sticks that people use to pick up trash, and like you upgrade your equipment to make yourself more efficient. Because like if we go to the stream and you can only carry like bring what you carry to the garbage, you can only bring like a handful of cans, like 5 or 6, and then you take another trip or whatever. But once you got a bag, you can take 100 of them. However much you can physically carry. So that's the game. And the other mechanic here is that some stuff is recyclable and some stuff isn't, and the recyclable stuff is how you earn money.
Okay. Cool.
To get more stuff.
So you have to sort it well though. Like you could get punished for having a trash in the recycling. I think
maybe like just a lower score, or the recycling center yells at you?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Both.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
So it's also kind of a recycling learn 'em up, but not all the way. Not all the way.
Yeah.
And it's called Stream Dream.
Ooh. Stream Dream or Dream Stream?
Dream Stream.
Because maybe you get enough recyclables that you can like buy.
Oh, like benches and like
benches. You can like
food.
make it a full park. Fish food. You can like import fish, native fish. Because let's say like the stream is like dead because of pollution or something. Like if you get enough money for like the right chemicals to like clear it and like bring it back to its natural state, and then you can add like crayfish and trout and stuff back into it. Yeah.
Okay, Dream Stream.
Boom, with 39 seconds left on the clock.
Wow, we timed that well.
Yeah. Ooh, expect flurries in the next hour.
What?
I just saw the weather.
Oh, okay. No, I figured it was weather. It does not seem like a flurry type of day.
No. Apparently.
All right, ready?
Yes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Cover, flash, age.
Cover, flash. Oh.
Like an old school camera where you cover yourself.
Okay. Why do they cover themselves?
To make it dark inside so they can see the shot. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it wasn't part of the like development process of the pictures that they made.
I mean, I think they had to like protect the plate from light or something.
Oh, okay. And then they would reveal the plate once under the cover, and then they could see what was on the plate.
I don't know, but all I know is they have to stand under there to take the picture.
Okay, all right. So they take a picture under there.
Yeah, but what if like the picture taking like adjusts the character, like the player character's age, or like sends them back in time or something? It's like a camera time travel game. I don't know. This is where my brain went.
Okay.
Now you can narrow it down.
All right. Okay. I think I've got something. You're not taking pictures of people or anything.
Okay.
But it is an old school camera. You are a modern day person who has acquired this extremely old antique camera, and what it does is, well, if you're under the cover when you take a picture, it takes you back to the location you take a picture of in the year that the camera was manufactured.
What? Okay, wait. So you take a picture and it takes you back to the year the camera was manufactured?
Yes.
Okay.
So you go under the cover, you take a picture, you take the cover off, and now you're in 1890 whatever.
Okay.
At the location that you took the picture of for a certain amount of time. And then it's like you're solving, let's say, Jack the Ripper. I don't know if this kind of camera was around during the Jack the Ripper times, but like it's like an unsolved murder case in the town, and you solve it by going back in time at different locations, moment by moment. So like, let's say you get like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or something each time that you go back. So you, in that 5 minutes, you locate, like you go to a relevant location, you take a picture, and then you have to find the clues that lead you to like the next location that you have to like figure out where that is in modern times.
Okay.
And
yeah,
eventually you piece together the whole mystery.
Solve a mystery through images going back in time. That sounds great.
Yeah. Confront the murderer.
How much time
or
do we
the
have?
criminal. We have 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, so then I have time to just quickly say, so they go under the cover. It's both. It's to protect the image and also to see better, because I guess like the diffusion of light, because the film was so big, made it really hard for the cameraman to like focus the camera if there was like external light.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that seems to be, thanks Reddit. That seems to be what the reason was.
All right. Well, then, yeah. And it's also a good reason for us to have time travel.
Sure. So what we call it? Snap, camera time to solve a mystery with my camera in my hand, taking a picture.
All right. So
anything
I just
in there?
had an image. All right. It is a video game box.
Okay.
And it has Snapshot written on it. And it's got like a teenager, college age student with an old timey camera in their hand. And the shadow of a Victorian murderer, like with the top hat and the knife behind them.
Oh, that's good.
So I think Snapshot works as a name.
Snapshot's really good.
Yeah. So we agree?
Yeah.
All right. 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. All right. I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Bald, similar, goal.
Bald, similar, goal.
We've done a bald one before.
Yeah.
We've done a few hair-related video games before.
Bald. Maybe. Okay. Bald tires, bald eagle.
Oh, bald eagle?
Baldur's Gate.
Wait, what if it's eagle soccer?
Why soccer? Goal. Okay. So bald, not having any extra detail or explanation, plain or blunt, is a valid, like plain, simple. Okay. All right. And you want it to be
bald eagle
you
soccer.
want bald eagle soccer. I'm trying to think of like would they be hobbling around on their little clumsy legs?
No, it takes place in the air.
Then how's it soccer? You can't dribble in air. You can't dribble.
Eagle soccer. It's eagle soccer. It's different.
So it's like
it's similar but different.
Where what's the similarity?
The amount of people on each team.
Okay.
And the fact that you have to score a goal to get a point.
Okay.
And the positions, like defensive and offensive positioning.
All right. Okay.
How it's different is that it's in the air.
All right.
And they hold
what's the ball?
I was gonna say a little mouse, but that's sad. They're tossing it around. How about a ball? They can just have a ball.
Okay, then they're carrying it around because they can't dribble it.
Right.
So they just fly into the other goal?
I guess so. I guess so. Maybe you just
This is more like football,
Okay.
which is another name for soccer, and they do have field goals. But you can't really like get a field goal in the air. You can't like kick.
Maybe
each
bird can only hold the ball for a certain amount of seconds.
So you have to pass it around. So that's the act of dribbling. Okay. All right. So the birds are flicking a ball with their talons back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
And they have to flick the ball into the goal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. What happens if they pop the ball with their sharp claws?
Oh, it's like a rubber ball.
Okay.
So it's not like an air-filled ball.
Okay. All right. All right.
Similar to games we know.
Can we call it bald eagle football instead of bald eagle soccer? Because they do use their feet in this a lot.
Okay, sure. Yeah, bald eagle football. Wait, is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's a silly enough name, right?
Oh, I mean, it doesn't have to be silly.
Okay. But it uses soccer positions. It is fun,
and it's fun to say bald and football. Bald eagle football, that's fun to say.
Yeah.
Bald eagle football.
Yeah. And but we still use the soccer positions.
Yeah, and
I think football positions.
I think the gameplay mechanics would be similar to FIFA. Just
okay.
Where you're controlling, you can like kind of
except you have to constantly pass.
Well, yeah, but I mean like the control mechanism.
Yeah,
would be similar to FIFA, where you control one person, you can switch between players that you control.
You're basically playing the player with the ball at all times.
Well, you get to decide that, but yeah.
Okay. For the majority of the time, because like, when would you ever play anyone else?
Because you want someone to pass to you or something, or if you're going to go up to be someone who's guarding, or there's options.
All right.
What if
I
the
haven't
other
played
team has
any sports games since the Sega Genesis, so
all right.
We've got. Are we done?
Yeah. Bald Eagle football.
1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock. Bald Eagle football. The Bald Eagle.
Football game.
Football, soccer, sport game.
Similar to other sports you know.
Yeah, similar to other sports you know. There we go.
That's what the tagline on the box says.
Bald Eagle football, similar to other games you know. There we go. That's the full name.
Oh, man. That got me, because I'm like, you could say that about almost anything. Can you imagine, like, a new food, and it's, like, similar to other foods, you know?
Yeah. You'll find similar. You chew them. You chew this one.
The all-new Honda 500, similar to other cars, you know?
There we go. All right.
Well, that was a great time, as usual. But our time has come to an end. So you can find us, though, on social media, at Make That Game Pod. You can email us at makeThatGamePodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on, I almost said music. I meant YouTube, youtube.com/@MakeThatGame. And we are posting our live streams there after they're done. So if you want to watch what we referenced, which is me playing Mahjong, among other things, you can go watch that on YouTube. We also have twitch.tv/MakeThatGame, and you should follow us there because you'll get a notification if we do stream, which we are doing once a month. We have not announced this month's stream yet, but we will probably next episode because that will be...
We'll be running out of time.
We'll be running out of time. We'll have to announce it by then.
Yeah.
So we'll have decided and announced it by the next episode. And if you heard a game today, hopefully it was the Bald Eagle football. We encourage you to get out there. Oh, if you heard a game that you liked, I should say. I hope you heard a game. We've said a lot of them.
Yeah.
If you heard a game you liked that you think needs to exist in this world, and hopefully it is Bald Eagle football, we encourage you to get out there and make that game.